Most Pokemon games are paired as alternative versions focusing on one core theme, and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are no different. They focus on the themes of the past and the future respectively. Additionally, these paired versions didn't feature any major exclusive versions besides the Pokemon itself and the box art legendary Pokemon. Notably, Scarlet and Violet don't take any inspiration from the paired version gimmicks such as Pokemon Black and White, which featured version exclusive games areas such as the White Forest and the Black City, or Pokemon Sword and Shield, which featured exclusive gym leaders. So if you're interested in getting one of the Generation 9 Pokemon games, getting into it, I would suggest for your first purchase question, which box art legendary Pokemon design do you prefer to look at? Koraidon or Miraidon? Koraidon being the legendary from Pokemon Scarlet and Miraidon being available in Pokemon Violet. I say this in jest because you'll be spending a lot of time with these Pokemon, as these box art legendaries will become the key to your adventure in Paldea. Historically, most Pokemon games have been pretty linear. As the Pokemon games become more narrative focused, more key events are coded into the games themselves, which requires guiding the player to experience the narrative in the same manner as another player would. In Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, they feature an intended path of exploration, but it's never actually explicitly said in-game, but the game itself features non-linear exploration and an open-world adventure. Once you receive your box art legendary Pokemon, which you receive at the beginning of the game, along with your starter, you're on your way to explore the world of Paldea. Once you get into the full rain adventure of the region of Paldea, it becomes apparent there are 3 storylines to the game: Victory Road, Path of Titans, and Starfall Street. Victory Road is your standard Pokemon Champion storyline where you defeat 8 gym leaders in order to get to the Elite Four. Path of Titans will see you team up with Arven, a member of the Academy, in unlocking further abilities for your box art legendary, and Starfall Street will see the player discover more motivations and intentions of Team Star, which is the antagonistic team. Interestingly, all these stories will feature all 18 types that will be on level as a gym leader in tandem with the Generations battle mechanic terrestrialization. I'm not going to spoil any narratives of the game, but personally I think it's a nice balance of seriousness to each narrative. Whilst the legendaries are a part of the narrative, they aren't completely integral to the game. There is just some additional context that you will discover whilst you're on your adventure. Things that I really enjoyed about this game: the terrestrialization mechanic is a really good strategy for Pokemon battling, as it adds a new layer of knowing your type matchups and adapting to the game state. You get to play through 3 storylines, and the game is open world, which is a new first. So some negatives I had about the game: there isn't any dynamic auto level scaling, so the path that is intended but isn't explicitly said, those levels are always set, so you could end up going to the 8th gym leader and then find out they're nearing level 50, whilst it being the first time that you actually find. There's a lot of graphical errors, especially on its initial release on the Switch one. I didn't like the fact that there was no exclusive areas akin to Black and White, and there was no exclusive characters like Sword and Shield.